When you are over happy, don't make a promise. And when you are not happy at all, don't say a word. Because when you are over happy, you can make a promise that you might not be able to fulfill. Then when you are not happy, you might say something that you will regret. My name is Sandra Ezeji Anyaele. I am your Marriage Foundation Reality Coach. Today, we are going to talk about an interesting topic. But before then, I want to thank all those that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I want to invite those that have not subscribed to please subscribe to my channel, because this is a life-changing channel. Like I said, today's topic centers on trust. The theme goes like this: how to build trust. I'm going to talk about 4 important ways to build trust in your marriage. Would you be happy to hear that? Yes, I know you'll be happy to hear that, because trust is a very important issue in marriages, and you need to build it. Yes, you need to build it. It is not something that you think by the snap of finger. No, it's a virtue, and you have to build it. Yes, nobody is born with it. You have to build it. So today I'm going to give you 4 ways to build trust in your marriage. The first way is this: don't overpromise. Or when you make promise, don't over exaggerate it because you want to impress the person you are dealing with. Now we are talking about your spouse. You want to impress her to the extent that you lose credibility. You don't have to overpromise, because by the time you do that, he or she is already looking at something. He or she is already expecting something. And now, when you don't meet up to that expectation, what happens? You lose credibility. This concerns both the man and the woman, that is husband and wife. When you are dating for marriage, what are the type of promises you have made to your would-be spouse? What are the promises? Can you fulfill those promises? Yes. You don't have to overpromise just to impress your partner. You don't have to do that. You just have to say the things you know you can do. Because if you don't do, you lose credibility. That is how, before you know it, the other partner start losing trust. That's how you lose trust. Don't exaggerate it. If you know it's 1 you can do, say I can do 1. Don't say I can do 5. Then when I'm expecting you to do 5, you do 1. I won't trust you. I will lose trust on you. Don't try to impress me. Say it the way it is. Whatever you say, just make sure that what you are saying is the truth and nothing but the truth. Because one way or the other, the person might find out. And when he or she finds out, he feels that, you've been lying to me all this while. You lose the trust. And I know you wouldn't want to do that. Don't overpromise. Say it the way it is. Don't exaggerate it. Don't try to impress anybody. Say it the way it is. That way you will build trust. Another way to build trust, that is the second way to build trust in your marriage, is when you make a mistake, own up to it. Accept that mistake. Own up to that mistake. Don't try to, cover up the mistake, because when your partner knows about it, the level of trust will diminish. Own up to your mistake. Don't let he or she hear it from another place. If it is during your dating for marriage, there was something that happened and your partner did not know about it, you have the right to tell your partner. Or better still, if you did not even tell your partner and he or she hears about it and asks you about it, accept it. It's a mistake. We are all prone to mistake. Nobody is perfect. Any of us can make mistakes. Yes. Don't shield it away from him or her. When they ask you, own up to that mistake, accept it, and take corrections. And don't do it again. It also shows your level of responsibility, because owning up to your mistake shows how responsible and accountable you are. When you don't own up to your mistake, it looks like you are a coward. And I'm sure you know you are not a coward. So own up to your mistake. Accept it. If there's room for change, you change. Yes, it is better. It is more acceptable when you own up to your mistake, because we are bound to make mistakes. You will not say, we are just human. When you make that mistake, whatever it is, own up to it, accept it, so that you people will also talk about it, and everybody will forget about it. But when you try to shield it or cover it up, it brings problem. And then the level of trust that he or she has will go down. When you are in a relationship, there are things you don't do. It takes me to the third way. The third way is, do not hide things from your partner. Another way to build trust is when you are open to your partner. Don't try to hide things. Don't feel you are smart. This brings me to what happened when I was growing up. Yes, I remembered it when I was creating the content, this video. I just remember that incident. And like I keep saying, we are a product of where we are coming from. Some of the things we see, some of the things we saw growing up, it affects us either positively or negatively. That's the truth. And I've said it in one of my videos that there are things I saw growing up, and I made up my mind that I will never do those things when I get married. Now, I want to talk about one of those things. When you hide things from your spouse, it will be detrimental. Very detrimental. It will affect you. It will affect your family. If you have children, it will affect your children, and it will affect everything that concerns you. Yes, I mean every word of it. I grew up in a family where at a particular time, my father, my own father, I'm not telling you about another person's father. Let me say, maybe he did it ignorantly, but it made a whole lot of sense to me. My father was a very big, when I mean big, he was a very big businessman. Yes, a very big businessman. But because of lack of trust, he hid some things from my mother. The first 419 I ever experienced in my life was the one that happened with my father. Some people, obviously he trusted them, maybe they were business partners, I did not know, but these people came and carried virtually everything he had in his shop. He had people working for him, fine, but because he did not tell my mom about his business and how big the business was, he never allowed my mother to get close to that business. My mother saw people working for him. That was the only thing the woman saw, people working for him. And when these people were cutting away with things, according to her, she was happy that they have made big sales. But do you know that these people carried everything in the shop? Even the sales girl left with them. When my father came home and was saying he nearly died because it was disaster. It was a huge loss. Remember, he was hiding it from the wife. Why will you, as a husband, why will you, as a wife, hide things from your spouse? What do you want to achieve? At the end of the day, both parties suffer. The whole family suffers. Like we did, because that was the beginning of my father's downfall. Yes, that was the beginning of his downfall. When I saw that, I told myself that whatever it would take me when I get married to tell my husband what I needed to tell him, that I would do it. Sometimes it's very difficult because, there are some things you want to do. You feel this is for me, let me keep it to myself. But no, it doesn't help anybody. I am talking from a personal experience. Before my father could wake up from that shock, it took a while. Yes, part of the reason he fell sick at the time was because of that. Because it's as if they took virtually everything he toiled for. They came with big truck, they carried everything. That is why when I started my channel, I said I am going to talk about realities. I won't tell you things I read from somewhere. I am telling you about things that happen, real life situations. Don't try to hide anything. Don't try. As a woman, when you get some things, you start hiding the receipt so that your husband will not see it. That is wrong. That is very wrong. As much as I know that, there are some things that are personal, but your husband, your wife is part of you. And the worst is that sometimes when you are asked about these things, you lie about them. Please don't lie. Don't hide anything. When you are dating for marriage, there are some things you say, let me keep this one when we marry. I'm not saying when a man says hello to you, you start diverging. You start telling him this one, that one. And when I was in primary school, I used to do this. It's not what I'm saying. That's careless talk. It's not what I'm saying. But what I'm talking about is when you people are dating for marriage, there is a reason you people are going somewhere together. Now that you are also married, you are newlyweds. You should not hide things from yourself. Don't hide things from each other. It's disastrous. It's disastrous. It can kill your relationship. Yes, because if you don't build trust in your marriage, if you don't build trust in your marriage, my dear, you are digging your grave gradually. Build trust in such a way that when you say A, when they call upon your partner and ask your partner that same thing they asked you, your partner will come and say A. That is how to build trust. It's not when you say A, when they call your partner will say B and C. It means that you don't trust each other. Trust is don't marry somebody you don't trust. Don't marry somebody you don't trust. Yes, don't marry somebody you don't trust. If you know you cannot trust me enough to, don't leave me. Yes. Don't make that mistake. When people are dating you are seeing it that this person is not trustworthy and you are going ahead with the marriage. Why? Are you so desperate? It goes for man and woman, husband, wife. I'm not talking about one person. I don't talk about only the man. I don't talk about only the woman. It's both of you. Don't hide anything from each other. It is wrong. It is very wrong. It is very wrong. Now that you people are together, please cultivate the habit of, that is openness. Be open to each other. Don't hide things. That's why I don't want him to know. I don't want her to know. Why? That is wrong. If you don't trust me enough, why did you marry me? Yes, people make that mistake. You can see that I've taken time on this point because it's very important. It happened to me personally. That's why I need to talk about it the way I'm doing right now. Please, don't hide things from each other. It is very wrong. Be open. Transparently open. Don't just be open. Be transparently open. So that you cannot be caught unawares. By the time you build trust, it will take time before that trust will crumble. Because you have built that. You gain credibility. Yes. When I want to talk about you, I talk about you. I beat my chest and talk about you. I say yes, because I trust you. Whatever it is, your spouse is the next person that you should tell. So that he or she will know how to defend you. But if you hide it, how will he or she defend you? Because he doesn't even know the full story. How will he or she defend you? So please, for you to build trust in your marriage, do not hide anything from each other. The fourth and final way to build trust in your marriage is this. Share thoughts and feelings with each other. I cannot overemphasize this. When you share your thoughts and feelings with each other, it shows that you trust me enough to tell me how you feel at a particular time. You trust me well enough to divulge your thoughts to me, and you expect me to do something about those thoughts and feelings. There's no better way of building trust more than this. Trusting me with your thoughts, trusting me with your feelings, it means you have an idea, you want to share it with me, and you trust me enough to give you a very good idea or a very good suggestion. You have a challenge, you trust me enough to tell me about the challenge because you know that I'll bring a solution to the table. You trust me enough to tell me about your deep feelings, your deep thoughts. Trust is key in relationships. Trust is very vital. When you don't trust somebody, it means that you'll be hiding some things. It means that there are things you won't tell the person. But if you trust somebody, absolutely, you cling on the person. Whatever it is that is worrying you, you know that there is somebody that you will talk to and the person will provide a solution. Even if the person does not give you 100% solution, at least the person will give you 90. At least the person can give you 95. Even if it is 80, it is still an excellent mark. Trust your partner in such a way that, you cannot do without that person. That is the level of trust I want you to have with your partner. Don't say, let me keep these ones to myself. Let me tell him or her this one. No. When you trust somebody, absolutely, it means that your life even depends on that person. Yes. Yes, that's just what it means. When you trust somebody, absolutely, it means that you know that this person, whatever he or she says, is the truth and nothing but the truth. You know, when you trust somebody with your life, it means that you believe that this person will not allow any harm come your way. And that is the level of trust I want you to have with your partner. That is the level of trust I want you to have with your partner. When you are dating for marriage and you are not seeing this one is hiding, that one is hiding, then you are not meant for each other. I keep saying it. Don't say when we marry, I will change this, I will change that. It doesn't work like that. My darling, marry who you can trust. Marry who you can trust. Trust is very crucial. Remember, both of you, when you are newly married, you are just learning to be married. When you are dating for marriage, that one is dating, you are not married. But now that you are married, you know what it means? It means that you people are learning yourself. You are learning to be married. You were not married before. Dating for marriage is different from being married, though. They are two different things. So both of you are still learning to be married. So, as a woman, as a wife, it is not when you don't do your own part, you expect the man or your husband to do his own part. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes, the husband might forget. It is your duty to remind him. Sometimes too, the wife might forget. It is your duty to remind her. Yes, because two of you people are working together to achieve one goal. I always emphasize that goal, joyful home. That is what you want. So build trust. Now that you are just starting out, build trust, because this trust will lead you people. Even when children come in, they will know that both of you, they will say, mommy cannot do this without my daddy. Daddy cannot do this without. It should be transparent. It should be transparent. It's not when you say you are married, you don't trust each other enough to tell each other your deep thoughts, to tell each other your feeling, and be honest about it. If there is anything whatsoever you need and how you need it, you say it. Because the person you trust will understand you. Some people even make the mistake of trusting their friend more than their spouse. That is very wrong. Because if I must tell you that your friend is an outsider, your partner is an insider. So which do you prefer? Which do you prefer? Trust. It cannot be lacking in your home. It cannot be lacking because it will be very disastrous. It will destroy your relationship. Please, learn to build trust. Keep building it. It is not a one-day thing. It is not a one-year thing. You keep building it. If you know the things that you will do and your partner will suspect your movement or your partner will suspect what you are doing, please stop it. Don't give room for that. Don't give room. Don't do that. And whatever you are expecting your partner to do, start doing those things. Let us assume that you didn't know about it prior to listening to my video. Please start it. Start it from today. If there are things you have even done in the past and your partner needed to know about, you better tell him or her now. Because by the time he or she hears it from outside, it will bring problem. The main aim of starting this YouTube channel is to correct the mistakes that most of us made in the past. Is to tell you the way forward. Is to tell you the right thing to do. Some mistakes were made out of ignorance. But now, after hearing this video, you are not ignorant again. You have heard it. So you have to do something about it. Yes, you don't have any excuse to give. Build trust in your marriage. And when you do that, your marriage will be a heaven on earth. If this my video has made sense to you, I know it has, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am begging you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Yes, give it a thumbs up. Because the points we are bringing out on this channel, they are hardly talked about. Please give it a thumbs up. Share this video. Yes, share this video so that as many people as possible will hear about this message that we are passing. Please, don't be a selfish person. Share this video. I will see you in my next video.